Om Sri Aurobindo Mira, open my mind, my heart, my life mm, to your light, your love, your power. In all things may I see the divine. Om Sri Mata Saranam Mama, Om Sri Aurobindo Saranam Mama. Namaste, very good morning. Welcome to this spiritual gathering. It is very important day for us because the one of the most important topics as our spiritual discussion we are going to take it. Today's topic of discussion will be on divine birth. Divine birth. When we speak of the divine birth, it has two meanings. We understand it, we take it in two ways. We understand in two ways. One is divine birth means the birth is divine in first sequence, and the next one, it is the divine's birth, birth of the divine. So initially we will go little bit on birthday, and later we will focus on the divine's birth, how this ordinary birth can be converted, can be transformed to divine birth. In a short discussion, in a brief way, within 1/4 an hour discussion, we will try to reach in the lights of Sri Aurobindo's writings. Sri Aurobindo writes, a date is fixed in the calendar of the unknown, the anniversary of the birth sublime. A date is fixed. A date is fixed in the calendar of the unknown, the anniversary of the birth sublime. So, thing is that who is taking birth? The soul is deciding to take birth, to gain some experience and to progress and to develop. In Sri Aurobindo's writings, this birth and death are ceaseless iterations cause. Birth and death are ceaseless iterations cause in the recurrent decimal of events. This birth and death, it is ceaseless. Thing is that there is a gap because soul has to decide, soul has to choose whether to take birth immediately at the instant of leaving the body and taking a new body or not. The soul has to decide. So next page we are going to do the why soul is deciding and when it has to take birth. Initially, Sri Aurobindo has written why our souls came here. A miracle of the absolute was born. A miracle of the absolute was born. Then what happened? Infinity put on a finite soul. Or a time-made body housed the illimitable. All ocean lived in a wandering drop. To leave this mystery out, our souls came here. It was a very interesting thing. Before going to further brief discussion, Sri Aurobindo have course why the purpose and when our souls came, the souls came here. Sri Aurobindo writes, well, let me quote it again. A miracle of the absolute was born. Infinity put on a finite robe. He decided to become the finite, to put on the finite robe. A time-made body. It is made from time to time. It's the shape, the forms, it actually varies. It changes. A time-made body housed the illimitable. The illimitable was put inside a time-made body. All ocean lived in a wandering drop. Entire ocean, 3/4 of the area is covered with ocean and water. So the all ocean lived in a wandering drops. So all the great, all the infinity, all the boundless, all everything ocean, so all turned to a very finite things, very bounded things. To leave this mystery out, here the mystery is created, and to leave this mystery out, our souls came here. Then also Sri Aurobindo speaks, and before going to that way, we must know the secret of birth, because in many ways we are celebrating our birthday and all. So Sri Aurobindo speaks on the birthday. There is a rhythm among many, not small. It is a big within the big mass. There is a rhythm among many in the play of the world forces, which is connected with the sun and the planets. because this astrologer, they predict or calculate everything is connected with the presence and the situation of the suns and planets. That makes the birthday a day of possible renewal, when the being is likely to be more plastic. That day that plasticity will come, that day the man will be very much plastic. This is the day mother speaks of. If you somebody will be in a conscious, the soul is in our psychic being is in very active stage, very receptive stage. So that is a very golden moment, that is a momentous moment for us. This is a very most important moment for us, that is the entire birthday. But we are splitting that, we are observing once a year. But for the spiritual seekers, Sri Aurobindo speaks of each day was a spiritual romance, as if he was born into a bright new world. So for the spiritual seeker who was actually following the spiritual sadhana line, spiritual path, spiritual track, for them the thing is different. Because usually conscious people celebrate their birthday for material purpose or for observation or for enjoyment. But the spiritual people, birthday is bears a lot of significance. And crossing the lines, Sri Aurobindo speaks of, tries to convince us that each day was a spiritual romance. We can feel the spiritual romance at every moment. So, as if he was, the feeling will be as if he was born into a bright new world. Every moment, every situation, every circumstances, every day, every minute, there will be a new birth in a new world. That will be the spiritual feeling. Then Sri Aurobindo speaks of about the divine birth. We are going to that side, another side. All knowing, he accepts our darkened state. Divine wears the shapes of animal and man. Eternal, he ascends to fate and time. Eternal, but ascends to fate and time, he has accepted. Divine wears the shapes of animal or man, sometimes animal, sometimes man. He comes, even during the avatarhood, his descent as avatars. He has also sometimes like Matsya, fish, sometimes like tortoise, sometimes like half animal, half body, Narasingha, sometimes a small animal, small in shape, that is Bamano. So things are coming, ascends, wears the shape of animal and man. Immortal, dallies with mortality. He is immortal. Nothing, no mortality will touch him, but actually he is dallying with the mortality. The all conscious, he bears the entire consciousness. He is all conscious, but ventures into the ignorance. The all blissful, bore to be insensible. Every time he is actually Paramananda. He is actually all blissful, but bore to be insensible, incarnate in a world of strife and pain, where in the upper hemisphere these negations have no place, no strife, no struggle, no tear, no, if nothing is there, no agony, no inconscience, nothing is there. But here he has calmed down, he has actually comprehended, he has compressed his boundlessness and infinity. He is here moving here as a normal human being, even as an animal or god, consenting to mortal ignorance, death, he is accepting, because this is a world of strife and pain. He has come down being wrapped. The purpose of his wrapping himself and coming down, because he should lead man, he should guide man to the path of his divinity's heights. There another thing we are coming, this birth and death already we have discussed, it is a ceaseless iterations cause. Sri Aurobindo writes in his writings, there is no end of seeking and of birth. There is no ending of seeking and of birth. There is no end of dying and reborn. We will be dying and getting the rebirth, taking the rebirth. The life that wins its aim asks greater aim. Once the life has won its aim, it asks for greater aim. The life that fails and dies. So if it is incapable of fulfilling the purpose, one life or something, it fails or dies, must live again. It has to live, because this is in the evolutionary process. It is the must. It has to go on, and it has to travel the untrodden path. It has to cover the area, cover the arena. It has to cover the distance, and to get back the divinity which he belongs to really. Till it has found itself, it can't cease. This journey will be a ceaseless. this dying, this rebirth, there will be a continuous process. Birth and death are six iterations cause. It will come. It will continue. It will derive all times course. So it has to go on. And in another life, when the divine, we know one term, we know the divine moment of there is a hour of the divine, Deva Muhurta, as we know. Sri Aurobindo speaks of in his Savitri. But when the hour of the divine draws near, when that moment comes really, but when the hour of the divine draws near, the mighty mother shall take birth in time. In time means in time, at the right time or inside the time. So, but when the hour of the divine, that hour, that hour of the divine draws near, the mighty mother shall take birth in time. Then what happens? Only one or two, that purpose will not be solved. Then the divine, then the God but when the hour of the divine draws near, the mighty mother shall take birth in time, and God be born into the human clay. Because if they are two only coming, one or two is coming with their own shape, this purpose will not serve. So for them the vibhutis will be there, the gods they will come, the put on the human shape. God be born into the human clay, as human being, and they will take birth, taking the clay, referring the clay, accepting the human clay. Then gods be born into the human clay, in the selves, not in all, in the selves made ready by our human selves. The clay, the mood, the base which we have prepared with our own yoga, with our own tapasya. After birth and birth it has been prepared. In that moods, in that forms only gods will descend. In another line, Sri Aurobindo also writes, in all the bodies divine birth is not possible. Sri Aurobindo writes up, rare is the cup fit for the divine descent. As rare the vase that can hold the supreme birth. A body made ready through 1,000 years is the fit cup for the supreme descent. Just imagine, we know our avatars, Krishna, Rama, even Sri Aurobindo, the twin avatar, mother and all. So many millions of mothers are there, but they are not capable of giving birth to a divine child or avatar, because it is fixed. Sri Aurobindo speaks, a body made ready throughout the thousands of years it has been taken to prepare the base, so that the base will be capable of conceiving the divine child who is coming, the avatars coming. A body made ready through thousand years is the cup fit for the supreme descent. In that prepared body, which has been prepared through thousands of years, that will be the fit body for the supreme descent. Then Sri Aurobindo writes here, what is the mystery of the mother's birth here? To aid, thou hast come down into a struggling world. The world is struggling. Thou hast come down into a struggling world. What is your purpose of coming? To aid a blind and suffering mortal race. To open, to light the eyes that could not see. To bring down bliss into the heart of grief. To make thy life a bridge twixt earth and heaven. If thou wouldst save the toiling universe, feel the vast universal suffering, feel as thine. Because this is the purpose, to bring light to the eyes that see not, to aid a blind and suffering world, to bring down bliss into the hearts that of grief, and to make thy life a bridge twixt earth and heaven, so that this man will be able to go into their divinity side. About another thing, and in another line, Sri Aurobindo has quoted, two rays travel towards that original light, two fires that burn towards the parent sun, to lead man's soul towards truth and God, we are born to. Thank you.